Today we're going to be talking about one of the best inspired by houses that also have some original creations as well. Of course, I'm talking about Alexandria fragrances, and the two we're going to be talking about is Forbidden Plum and Game Time. So stay tuned. Hey, what's going on? Hunter here and welcome back to my channel. And if you are new, what I do is I make fragrance related content. So if you love fragrances, go to hit that subscribe button down below and also be sure to follow my fragrance Instagram page. But that's right, guys. Today we're gonna be focusing on the house of Alexandria fragrances. If you never heard of these guys, they make some inspired by fragrances of some discontinued fragrances and just some popular ones as well. But they also do have quite a few of their own original creations and combinations as well too. So today, like I said, we're gonna be focusing on Forbidden Plum, which is actually an inspired by fragrance of Plum Japonais by Tom Ford, which we know has been discontinued for quite a few years now, and it's very hard to get your hands on that. And if you do find a bottle, it's gonna be outrageous in price. And the second one is actually Game Time, which is a combination of the two of the most popular niche fragrances, Creed Aventus and Maison Francis Kurkdjian's Baccarat Rouge 540. So I cannot wait to talk about both of these with you guys. But before we do that, let's go over some information about Alexandria fragrances. So with these two bottles, you can get three different sizes: 30 ml, 55 ml, or the 100 ml bottle like you see in hand. The 30 ml is going to run you $42.99. The 55 ml is going to run you $62.99, and the 100 ml bottle will run you $109.99. Now, I actually hooked you guys up because I reached out to Alexandria fragrances, which, by the way, these were sent out to me for review. That won't have anything to do with how I feel about these fragrances whatsoever. All these opinions will be my own. But I did hook you guys up because I reached out to Alexandria fragrances and I asked them if I can provide a discount code for my viewers and subscribers, because I've never seen them do discount codes, at least that I've seen. But I did hook you guys up with 15% off your entire order of anything you get from the website. Use code HUNTER15 for 15% off out checkout. So I was definitely looking out for you guys because trust me, these are some fragrances you're going to want to absolutely check out. So if you can get some savings, definitely use that code. Now I do want to actually go over the packaging and presentation, because what they do over there is some of the highest quality packaging and presentation I've actually seen from, especially an inspired by house. Now take a look at the box that the 100 mils come in. It comes in this beautiful white kind of fabric box that has a logo on top. Of course, right here on the front, 100 ml bottle. And then on the back, it says long hours of dedication to make a long lasting fragrance, right there in gold. Because trust me, these are beast mode nuclear fragrances. And of course, you pop the top like that and your fragrance will be housed inside. And on the bottom, it says handcrafted in California. So these are actually made in the States, which is awesome. And then looking at the 100 ml bottles, which I think these are pretty new, I gotta say, I am a huge fan of these 100 ml bottles. Of course, you have the sticker right here with the fragrance. It is in this blue gradient kind of bottle that has like a blackish kind of vibe to it as well. Then on top of the cap, you do have the Alexandria logo engraved in the gold cap. And by the way, these caps are made out of metal and extremely, extremely heavy. And then of course you have your atomizer right there, and then nothing on the bottom. But guys, this packaging and presentation that they did with these bottles are absolutely incredible. And I think they all are extrait de parfum. So very highly concentrated, potent fragrances you will get with this house. So the first fragrance we're gonna be talking about is Forbidden Plum. Now, Forbidden Plum was a fragrance I fell in love with at first sniff because maybe a year or two ago, I had a subscriber send me out some decants and samples, and he actually included Forbidden Plum, saying this is a fragrance I have to get my nose on. So he sent that out, the decant of it. And wow, the first time I sprayed that on my skin, I was absolutely blown away and just so in love with that fragrance. I ran through the entire decant. And when I hooked up with Alexandria fragrances, of course I had to get a bottle of Forbidden Plum, man. I absolutely love this fragrance so much, especially for the cooler months. But let's go ahead and spray this one on test strip and take a look at the atomizers with these as well. Very decent atomizer. It's not pressurized or anything like that, but it actually does spray a solid amount of juice. So let's see what you're gonna get with Forbidden Plum. Of course, like I said, this is an inspired by version of Plum Japonais. Now with Plum Japonais or Forbidden Plum, I've never got my nose on the original Plum Japonais. So I'm pretty much just judging this fragrance based on the scent profile alone. And in the top of this fragrance, you will get a very dark, juicy, fruity plum note, along with some spices from cinnamon. You get a ton of plum and cinnamon in the top of this stuff, and it's a very dark composition, I gotta say that. Now, I'm a huge fan of the note of plum and cinnamons in general, and I actually don't really have many fragrances with those two notes, especially combined either. So this is just so perfect in my collection that is not redundant or anything like that. This stuff is just so good. And I don't think Forbidden Plum is one of the most popular from the house, but I definitely recommend this one without a doubt. And I think this is my favorite one that I've got my nose on from them as well. It just suits me so much. Very dark from the plum, very fruity, very spicy. And then also when you make your way into the dry down of this stuff, you get a ton of woody, kind of barnyardy oud, along with a very nice benzoin, a very nice resinous sweet benzoin note that just brings warmth to the composition. And this just smells like fall to me, guys. Very fall-like fragrance. Obviously being very spicy, fruity, and oudy. That's what you would expect, but man. And also the performance, like I said, this isn't a straight to parfum. For me, on my skin, I got easily 12 plus hours on my skin, and then on clothes, this stuff will just last days if you don't wash your shirt. I'm telling you right now, this is so potent, so strong, and the juice actually inside is very dark and deep, because when I had the decant, it was like a very rich ambery color, and you could actually tell by looking inside the blue bottle as well. Very dark juice. I honestly cannot wait for it to actually start getting cooler outside so I can wear this one a lot more, because it doesn't really suit the summer which we're in now, because how dark and dense and deep it is. It will become a little bit cloying, and also because of how potent it is as well. But for the fall and winter, hands down a must-have in my opinion, guys. I'm telling you right now, because obviously no one's really gonna go out and get a bottle of Plum Japonais. It's very rare, and that's what's awesome, that Alexandria fragrance has made it inspired by a version of Plum Japonais, since it is discontinued now, so you can actually still get the scent profile with this one. And yeah, I am so impressed. So let's go ahead and talk about Game Time now. Like I said, Game Time is actually Baccarat Rouge 540 and Creed Aventus combined together in a one fragrance. Now, first off, I gotta say off the bat, I am not a big fan of layering fragrances. Like, I would never go out of my way with my Baccarat Rouge and my Creed Aventus and spray both of them on my skin. I just would not do that, because I look at fragrances like a work of art, and the perfumer who actually made that particular fragrance thought it was perfect and done at that time, and then bottled it up. So with Game Time, they do pretty much put the best of both worlds of Aventus and Baccarat Rouge and pretty much perfumes them together and puts it in a bottle, which is awesome and a much better way to go about if you want that scent profile. So let's go ahead and spray this one and see what I get from Game Time. Of course, same atomizer, very nice. So in the opening of Game Time, you do get a very sweet reminiscence of Baccarat Rouge 540 with the saffron. You also get that warm golden kind of amber wood as well, which makes it very modern. So you could definitely tell this is some kind of DNA of Baccarat Rouge 540, especially like I said on the initial spray. Takes the best worlds of BR 540 and, like I said, the best worlds of Aventus, which is the birch, the pineapple, and then the saffron and amber wood from BR 540, and puts them together, so you get the best of both worlds in this. In the top is definitely more so the Baccarat Rouge side than the Aventus side, because Baccarat Rouge in general is very linear. It's not complex fragrance at all. Rather, Aventus is extremely complex with a phenomenal dry down, and you do get the smoky birch. You get that very juicy, vibrant pineapple in the top in here as well, combined with the Baccarat Rouge with the spicy saffron and that woody golden amberwood as well. And it's so good. If you don't want to smell like everybody else that is actually wearing either Creed Aventus or BR 540, Game Time is a phenomenal fragrance. If you still like that scent profile, but you smell it all the time on people, this one just mixes them together perfectly, and it'll get people turning their heads like, whoa, what is that? I've never smelled something like that, or smells similar but very different. Game Time's for you, I'm telling you right now. I like that they put actually a smoky sort of batch of Aventus in here rather than just the fruity musky batches, because I'm more of a fan of that smoked birch and Aventus, which nowadays you can't really get in the 20 batches or the 21 batches of Aventus, which is unfortunate. So if you like that birchy smoky Aventus and you like BR 540, just think of those two combined and definitely you'll love Game Time, I'm telling you right now. Now, talking about performance of this one, guys, I gotta say, this stuff is nuclear as well, just like Forbidden Plum. This one actually does project off the skin even more than Forbidden Plum, with about the same longevity of 12 plus hours. So no disappointment when it comes to performance with either of these two. And for our seasons with this one is actually very, very versatile. You can wear this one in the spring, you can wear this one in the summer, you can wear this one in the winter, and you can wear this one in the fall. It just works all seasons long because it is very sweet, it is very fruity, it is very woody and smoky as well. That just works all seasons, all occasions. This one is also a huge compliment getter. The last time I wore this one, I had people saying, wow, you smell incredible. What is that? I gotta know what that fragrance is. If you're looking for compliments, this one will definitely pull compliments, I'm telling you right now. And also because